In the modern world, we carry magic in our pockets. These small, sleek devices connect us to the entire globe in an instant. With a simple tap, we can speak to loved ones across oceans. With a simple tap, we can access the sum of human knowledge. With a simple tap, we can navigate unfamiliar city streets. This technology has become an extension of ourselves. They are indispensable tools for work, for play, for communication. We wake up to its alarm. We organize our days with its calendar. We capture our most precious memories with its camera. It is the first thing many of us reach for in the morning and the last thing we see at night. This constant companionship has fundamentally reshaped our daily routines and our very perception of the world. Imagine a single day without your phone or computer. The thought alone can feel unsettling, a testament to how deeply integrated they are into the fabric of our existence. We live in an age of unprecedented technological wonder, a world built on the promise of progress. This constant stream of innovation has created a culture of expectation. We look forward to the next generation of devices. We anticipate faster speeds. We anticipate sharper screens. We anticipate more intelligent features. We have embraced this digital world with open arms, welcoming each new gadget into our homes and our lives. We celebrate the innovation, the connectivity, and the sheer power we hold in our hands. Yet, this is only one side of the story, the bright, polished surface of a much deeper and more complex reality that often remains hidden from view. Behind the polished glass and brushed metal of our devices lies a story that is rarely told. This is a story of hidden costs, a journey that begins long before a gadget reaches our hands, and continues long after we discard it. While we enjoy the seamless performance, we are often shielded from the true price of our digital convenience. We will travel from source to scrapyard to uncover the full picture. We will examine our role, how consumer behavior and planned obsolescence drive constant demand. This production-consumption cycle has a staggering environmental and social footprint, largely invisible to the end user. However, there is hope. We will explore the movement toward sustainable, ethical technology. By understanding this hidden story, we can begin to make more informed choices and collectively demand a better, more sustainable way forward. Every device we hold begins its life deep within the Earth's crust. It is not born in a clean, sterile laboratory. It is dug from the ground in the form of raw minerals, cobalt, a crucial component for rechargeable lithium-ion batteries. Much cobalt comes from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Mining there is often grueling and dangerous. Men, and sometimes even children, dig by hand in narrow, unstable tunnels to extract this blue metal. Lithium, called white gold, another key battery ingredient, sourced from the salt flats of the Lithium Triangle, Chile, Argentina, Bolivia. Extraction uses vast quantities of water in some of the driest places on Earth. That creates strain on local ecosystems and communities. Coltan. From it comes tantalum. Tantalum makes tiny capacitors in our devices. Like cobalt, coltan mining is linked to conflict and exploitation in Central Africa. Extraction methods profoundly impact the landscape. Natural habitats are destroyed. Operations can release harmful substances into the environment, contaminating rivers and groundwater. A stark reminder of the brute force required to fuel our clean, sleek technology. Once the raw minerals are pulled from the ground, they embark on a long and complex journey across the globe. They are shipped to refineries, smelted and purified into high-grade materials. Massive factory complexes are the heart of this process, especially in East and Southeast Asia. Endless assembly lines, workers performing repetitive tasks with speed and precision. The sheer scale is hard to comprehend, but behind the efficiency is a human story often overlooked. Working conditions are a major concern. Employees frequently work long hours to meet production quotas. Reports persist of low wages, unsafe environments, and restrictions on worker organization. The system delivers affordable devices, but often at a hidden human and environmental cost. The production of our digital devices is also a story of immense energy consumption. A large portion of a smartphone's total lifetime carbon footprint is generated during its production phase alone. The complexity of the global supply chain means that components are constantly being shipped between countries. This planet-spanning itinerary is typical, not exceptional. Once a device has completed its long journey, it arrives in a gleaming box, ready for the consumer. This is where we enter the story. Tech companies spend billions on marketing to create a powerful sense of desire, making the device we already own feel suddenly outdated and inadequate. This fuels a constant hunger for the new. The average person now replaces their smartphone every 2 to 3 years. Often, this is not an accident. It is a deliberate business strategy known as planned obsolescence. Modern smartphones are built as sealed units, making simple repairs, like replacing a worn-out battery, difficult and expensive. Another form is spare parts availability. Manufacturers stop producing replacement components, setting a death date for electronics. Beyond the hardware, there's a subtler force: the software. New software is optimized for the latest processors, placing heavy strain on devices a few years old. This is software obsolescence. Eventually, manufacturers stop providing updates. Essential apps may stop working, forcing many users to upgrade. The desire for new technology is a global phenomenon. Rapid economic growth in countries across Asia, Latin America, and Africa has created a new and powerful demand. While this brings the benefits of connectivity to billions, it also means that the resource-intensive model of production is being scaled up to an unprecedented level. More consumers mean more minds, more factories, more energy consumption. Every decision to buy a new device sends a signal back through the supply chain: make more. This insatiable appetite for new devices is the critical link between the hidden costs of production and the growing problem of electronic waste. Once we are finished with our devices, they become electronic waste, or e-waste. This is the fastest growing stream of domestic waste in the world. Much of the world's e-waste is shipped, often illegally, from developed nations to developing countries in Africa and Asia. In these informal scrapyards, a dangerous and unregulated recycling industry has emerged. Impoverished workers dismantle the electronic waste by hand to recover small amounts of valuable materials. They burn plastic-coated cables in open fires to expose the valuable copper wire inside. This process releases thick, black plumes of toxic smoke. The environmental and health burdens of our consumption are shifted onto the world's most vulnerable populations. The very devices that connect one part of the world are poisoning another. The electronic devices we discard are a complex cocktail of valuable materials and hazardous substances like lead, mercury, and cadmium. When e-waste is dumped, rainwater creates a toxic liquid called leachate. It soaks into the ground, contaminating soil, and then reaches groundwater that local communities rely on. Lead can cause severe damage to the nervous system. Mercury can harm the brain and kidneys. The contamination creates a vicious cycle of chronic illness. Our impact does not end. One of the largest environmental costs is almost completely invisible: the energy required to power the cloud. These data centers are the physical heart of the internet. A single large data center can consume as much electricity as a medium-sized town. This means that our seemingly immaterial online activities have a real-world carbon footprint. The combined emissions from data centers are already comparable to those of the airline industry. The problems we have explored are symptoms of a linear take, make, dispose model. A powerful solution is emerging, known as the circular economy. This means designing products differently, using screws instead of glue, and creating modular components that can be easily swapped out. In a circular economy, an old device is a valuable bank of materials. Advanced recycling can recover precious metals, reducing the need for destructive new mining. The concept of reuse is also central. Well-organized refurbishment programs can repair used devices and sell them at a lower price, extending their useful life. While systemic change is essential, we as individuals are not powerless. One of the most significant things we can do is simply to use our devices for longer. A growing movement demands a right to repair, and this grassroots movement is leading to real policy change. Ultimately, lasting solutions must come from the industry itself. The same ingenuity that gave us pocket-sized supercomputers can be harnessed to solve these problems. Tech giants have a responsibility to power their data centers with 100% renewable energy, accelerating the grid's transition away from fossil fuels. This new blueprint is not about sacrificing progress. It is about redefining it, building a future where innovation and sustainability go hand in hand. We have journeyed through the hidden world behind our screens. We have seen that the story of our technology is far more complex than the sleek, polished devices in our hands suggest. This journey, however, is not one that ends in despair. Instead, it illuminates a path forward, revealing that solutions are not only possible, but are already taking shape. By understanding the full life cycle of our devices, we are empowered to act. We can choose to consume more consciously, to value longevity over novelty. The future of technology is not yet written. It will be defined by the choices we make today as individuals, as consumers, and as global citizens. By lifting the veil on these hidden costs, we can begin to build a digital world that is not only smarter, but also fairer and more sustainable. The power to demand this change is already in our hands.